Joe Tate keeps stirring up problems for Robert Sugden in Emmerdale next week, arriving at Butler's farm with unsettling news. After Moira Dingle sold her share of the farm to Kim Tate, Joe enjoyed provoking the Dingles by announcing that Robert had taken on the role of the farm's new tenant. Cain Dingle believed Aaron Dingle would reject Robert and stay loyal to the family, but Aaron stood by his choice. Aaron recognized Robert's dedication to protecting his family's farming legacy, so he decided to support him. This decision has caused major tension within the Dingle family, who feel betrayed by Aaron and Robert. As Robert settles into his position as the main farmer at Butler's, he hopes for peace, but instead, more trouble follows. A new clip shows Joe arriving to tell Robert he intends to sell the herd of cows. That's exactly the kind of behavior people expect from Joe. Or maybe we should say he's moving things along. Afterward, Cain learns about Joe's plan to sell the cattle and becomes furious, especially when Mackenzie Boyd points out they don't have the money to keep the animals at the newly named Dingle farm. Cain reaches his limit when Sam Dingle admits he missed a crucial meeting about farm equipment, leaving Cain convinced everything is falling apart. Just when things look hopeless, a mysterious hooded figure steps in, determined to safeguard the family's future. Meanwhile, Robert and Aaron are shocked when a panicked Matty Barton arrives to report that their cattle have disappeared overnight. Joe immediately blames Robert, who strongly denies any involvement. Believing he knows where the cattle are, Joe brings in Graham Foster to confront the Dingles. The Dingles deny having anything to do with the disappearance, unaware that one of their own is responsible. The true culprit is seen driving the cattle along a country road. It turns out to be Belle Dingle, who has taken on the role of a makeshift cattle thief. Although she successfully retrieves the herd, her lack of experience causes her to miss an important detail. Cain warns her that the bull she took has a tracking device attached. Now the question is whether Joe will be able to track her and the cattle down, or if the Dingles can keep them hidden. Emmerdale actress hints at Joe Tate's potential downfall as Moira quietly plans revenge. Emmerdale star Natalie J. Robb has suggested that Joe Tate's downfall may be on the horizon after he has made numerous enemies, with Moira carefully waiting for the right moment to strike back. According to one fan favourite from the soap, Joe's collapse could be unavoidable. In an exclusive chat with The Mirror, Natalie revealed that her character, Moira Dingle, is quietly preparing for revenge against Joe. Joe, described by Natalie as a narcissist, has built up a long list of rivals due to his ruthless behaviour. He orchestrated events that resulted in Moira being falsely accused of human trafficking before she was jailed for a double murder she didn't commit. On top of that, he has blackmailed the Sugdens and deliberately targeted the Dingle family. Moira has since sold her farmland to the Tates, following her husband Cain Dingle's cancer diagnosis. However, Natalie stressed that this decision is far from a surrender, hinting that Moira is simply waiting for the right time to act, unless someone else gets to Joe first. Although no specific scenes have yet been confirmed showing Joe facing consequences, Natalie believes the storyline is building towards something significant. She explained that tensions between the Dingles and the Tates continue to intensify, especially between Moira and Joe Tate. She suggested that Joe is firmly on Moira's radar and that there is no doubt about the growing conflict between them. Natalie also pointed out the contrast between Joe and Kim Tate, noting that while Moira shares a level of mutual respect with Kim, she feels nothing but hostility toward Joe. She described Joe as someone obsessed with winning at all costs, unlike Kim, who, despite her past, does not operate at the same level of cruelty. Discussing Joe's similarities to his late father Chris Tate, Natalie hinted at where the story could be heading, particularly with spoilers suggesting Joe plans to destroy the memorial of Moira's late daughter Holly. She implied that this action would cross a serious line. She added that these moments may act as small cracks in Moira's restraint, suggesting she is mentally preparing and keeping track of everything. Rather than acting immediately, Moira may choose to wait for the perfect opportunity. However, Moira might not be the only one seeking revenge. Natalie agreed that while Moira is indeed holding back for now, the direction of the storyline ultimately depends on what the show's producers decide next. Kim Tate finds herself in a dangerous situation once again after being deliberately poisoned, putting her life at risk. This is not the first time she has been targeted in such a way. In 2021, she was secretly given spiked brandy, which caused her to appear as if she was suffering from dementia. It was later uncovered that her own son was behind the plot, trying to remove her so he could take control of her estate. Now the question remains whether she will survive another attack. Her will has long caused tension, and the issue resurfaces after Joe Tate learns he will not inherit anything from her death as he expected. Instead, Lydia Dingle is set to receive home farm. While this might seem to rule Joe out as a suspect, since he has no financial gain, his recent behavior, including plans to damage a memorial at Butler's farm, means revenge could still be a possible motive. This time, the poisoning takes an unexpected form. Kim is invited to the Dingle household by Lydia, who hopes a shared meal will help repair strained relationships after Kim's takeover of Butler's farm left Cain Dingle and his family without their home and income. During the meal, the situation suddenly turns serious. As everyone eats, Kim begins to choke, causing alarm among those present. With no time to react, she collapses unconscious. Cain and Liam Kavanagh quickly rush her into a vehicle and take her to the hospital. At the hospital, Jacob Gallagher identifies mushrooms as the cause, leading Graham Foster to suspect the poisoning was intentional, using foraged fungi. At the same time, the Dingles gather in the Woolpack's back room for a heated confrontation, with accusations being thrown around. Tensions rise even further when Cain argues with Caleb Milligan, revealing fractures within the family. The situation becomes more complicated when Sam Dingle accuses Cain, claiming that Cain told him exactly where to collect the mushrooms, suggesting he may have planned the incident as revenge. Kim eventually wakes up, and Joe visits her, but she quickly rejects his concern as insincere. Offended, he denies any wrongdoing, though his reaction only makes her more suspicious of him. Emmerdale is set to deliver a dramatic twist next week, involving one of Kim Tate's many enemies, after she appears to be poisoned during what was meant to be a peacemaking dinner with the Dingles. Tense scenes take place at Wishingwell Cottage, where Kim suddenly begins choking while eating before collapsing. In a panicked response, Liam Kavanagh and Cain Dingle rush her to the hospital, leaving the others waiting anxiously for news about her condition. However, when test results return, the mystery deepens, indicating that Kim may have consumed poisonous mushrooms. Suspicion spreads quickly as everyone begins to blame one another, increasing the tension. The drama continues on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to watch on ITVX.